So, in chapter 2 of Journey Home with Gina, we're just going to go over a couple things that will help simplify and make your home buying journey easier. And so, we're going to start with, and I kind of addressed it, the loan application. What is a loan application and pre approval versus pre qual? So, I'm going to send you a digital link to or it's a link to my digital application. It's going to ask you questions about your work. It's going to ask you who we can contact at work for verification of employment. You're going to put banking information in there. You're going to put, um, there's government agency information in there that you have to do. The application is a federal form. And so make sure that when you're filling out those forms that they're as accurate as they can be. We don't want to lie on those forms and they're monitored. So, um, where the application is fluid is on like program. That's my job. I'm going to go in there and figure out based on all the stuff we talked about what type of program we're going to use. Um, I can update assets. I can, as your bank account information changes, I can update assets and employment information and all that stuff. So, but it's really important that you understand that the application is the very beginning of how we create our story of what we're doing. And then after I do all that, I collect your paperwork, right? So getting the paperwork in at the beginning is a lot easier. I do work with agents in certain areas that don't do that. They don't require it. They just require a pre-qual. So I'm gonna actually go back to this. I'm gonna go back to what is the difference between a pre-qual and a pre-approval. I highly recommend whatever loan officer you're working with does a full pre-qualification on you. They collect all your data, they collect all the paperwork, your application is complete, and they've run an automated underwriting system, which we call AUS. There's another acronym that says, yes, based deemed on the data we have, this person is potentially eligible to buy a home. If you get a pre-approval in your hand and you go shopping, you are way ahead of it. The chances are you're going to go into escrow. We're going to get that loan submitted underwriting. It's going to be exactly what we needed. And we'll get out of underwriting in a day or two. And boom, your loan's going to fly through. If I've only done a pre-qual, which is in certain states like Arizona, it's a data sheet. You just check boxes. You don't even, show anything. Check all the boxes that you've done. And it might be just as a verbal interview. Maybe I didn't even talk to you about anything. If you're doing that kind of thing with your loan officer, be really mindful. There's a really good chance you can get into escrow quickly and you're going to put an earnest money deposit down. You will not have a pre-approval. Um, you could lose your earnest money deposit because you weren't formally pre-approved. And also, you're wasting your time. You're wasting your time, your agent's time, the loan officer's time. So I really highly recommend when you're interviewing your loan officer that you think about, what are they doing for me? Yes, I understand it's super cumbersome. The paperwork is like, wow, it sucks. But it doesn't, because if we do it up front and we do it right, I promise you it's such an easy process. And I'll make that happen for you. I have a great team and we do all the magic behind the scenes to make it as easy as possible. So what is in the paperwork, right? Typically, a conforming loan, a government loan, something like this, we usually collect, paycheck stubs. We need income documents with paycheck stubs. We need sometimes tax returns. We also need bank statements. I need bank statements, all the pages, including your bank statement number. Don't worry, I'm not looking at it. I'm not analyzing what you're doing. I couldn't care less. The truth is, it's part of the underwriting package and I need it. And I'm not here to judge you. I'm here to get you into a home and I'm going to create a solution. So the other thing is the credit. Obviously, we talked about credit in the previous chapter. This is the truth. It's not that hard. We just need to make sure that the income is verified, your assets are verified, and that your credit's verified, right? That all that stuff makes sense. And that's the paperwork. I have other loans that I require like 1 month's bank statement, or maybe we're doing a 12-month bank statement program, or if we're doing a DSCR, maybe I just need a rental agreement and a couple things like streamline refinances. I only need 5 items. Not even credit's not even one of them. I mean, or appraisal. So really honestly, don't get too caught up in the paperwork. Yes, you'll have to collect it, but it's good to be prepared. And I just want to prepare you for it. So that being said, when we talk about um, different lenders and what they do in their practices, I just want to break that down. There's several different types of lenders, right? There's the bank, right? The banks institutes, you know them. they are great places to go if you have a lot of money there and they're managing your money, and they've got great rates, and it's not a bad place to go. I have to tell you. I mean, I've done HELOCs with banks before personally, so I think it's always an option. However, one of the things you should be aware of is that the banker works from 9 to 5. You're not getting a personal cell phone number for them. You cannot reach them on the weekend, and you're probably shopping after work in the evening and on the weekends. They're very in the box as well. Just, food for thought. Second is the direct lender. And you know these people, right? There's the direct lender who there's a lot of big companies. They're also a very good option. They have access to decent rates, a few different programs. They're a little bit more available. They tend to be more available than the banker. However, they're not a broker. And that's what I am, a broker. A broker is somebody who has multiple channels to go to. So like for instance, at my company, I have, over 300 investors I could take your loan to. And their requirements are all a little different, and I can shop rate because I have so many investors to go to. So I'm always going to get you the best rate. There's always going to be an option for you. And I am available. I work whenever you are looking and your realtor is out shopping for you or working, I'm available as well. It's that important to us. The other type of lender is like a direct to consumer lender. That's a call center lender. I mean, they always have the great rates. They always get you in. They qualify you really fast with the pre-qual. Not a bad option. I just have to forewarn you. I have had so many people get in that environment, and I'm like, okay, no problem. That rate sounds fantastic. Send me your loan estimate. And then on the loan estimate, they have charged them 2 points for that rate, and they don't spend the time to explain, and they're getting charged a lot of money, even though their rate might be lower. They're paying for that rate. So that's my experience. Choose your lender wisely, right? It's really important that you know who you're working with and that the person's doing the right thing for you and with your realtor. Now, since we're talking about pre-approvals, and now let's say we got you pre-approved, we've gone through it, all the paperwork, it's great, everything's fine. You're shopping for a home and you go shopping at Home Depot, and you notice that they're having a sale. And if you just open a credit card, you can get a washer and dryer for 30% off. Oh my gosh, I totally understand. Like, right? No, don't do it. Don't open up new credit. We've already identified and created a story with the credit we have. It could really blow out. It could actually blow up your whole file. I actually, true story, just recently had somebody in process, and the person went out and bought a car. And yeah, you can't do that. I mean, in some cases you can, but the truth is those things we need to discuss before you do it. Simple things too, like even moving a job. Make sure that we know that what you're doing, what your plans are. Um, they're common mistakes, but I think people just live their daily lives not realizing that we've created this storyline and we got to stick to it. Hunker down. Let's just get you in home. As soon as you're done and you're in the home, no problem. If your budget allows for it, go do the things you need to do. But let's hold off on starting new credit, buying cars, anything big. Let's hold off on changing jobs, stuff like that. And then the next thing is obviously we're talking about relationships and how important it is, the realtor. When choosing your realtor, it's really important that you find a partner. First off, hopefully there's somebody that we all work really well together, that they're available for you, that you feel really disarmed and comfortable with them. You ask them questions and they're really knowledgeable of the area you're looking. They really should know the comps in the area. They should know, everything you need to know about where you're shopping. Now, I'm also a licensed real estate agent. I did real estate before I did loans. And I have to tell you, there's a lot of people that are like baristas and they are also a realtor. There's nothing wrong with that. They are professional too. But it's really important when you're choosing your team, you choose the dream team. That realtor needs to be available for you when you want them. That lender needs to know that your realtor's working and they need to be available to run numbers in case they get a call. All of it really, really matters. And I know that, it's like there's loan officers everywhere and you can go online and do Zillow's estimates or, mortgage payment stuff and it connects you. All of it works. However, I think if you're really looking to build a rapport and establish something for yourself that's going to be very successful and you're going to buy the home of your dreams and have it happen, especially if you're a first-time home buyer, make sure you pick these people wisely. Make sure you're working with the right channel of loan officer. Are they in a direct lender world? Are they a call center? Are they a broker like me? Or are they a bank? If the realtor is who moonlighting as a realtor, be mindful that you're probably not going to get the most professional, but they all work very hard. So don't cheat on them. Don't cheat on us. We're a team. Always know that we work very hard for our money and that it's really important that you, as the buyer, stick with us, stick with the team. Those realtors work so hard and you get very confused when you start talking with other realtors. So the realtor that's working for you will do the very best to get you everything you need from that seller. If it's closing cost, if it's anything else, and I will do the same and make sure you're getting the best terms possible. Anyways, that's chapter 2. It's in a nutshell. It's all about relationship and feeling really good about what you're doing. There's no rocket science and it's not even emotional. Once again, it's just black and white. And more to come. All those things will be broken down a little bit more. I'm going to talk a little bit more about those in the subsequent chapters coming up.